Hello and welcome back. In our session today, we are going to be multiplying our whole numbers by a one-digit multiplier. And if you're ready to learn how to calculate your product, let's get started. So in our examples today, we are multiplying our whole numbers by a single digit multiplier. Now with our questions today, they will vary from one digit straight up to four-digit numbers. So as we go through our different steps, I will also show you how to apply the steps or how to correctly write out your answers or your solutions as you go through the working. So let's get started. For our numbers, I will stack them as we go through the multiplication, which will help as we gradually increase in our amount of digits. So just go along with the steps, and at any point, remember that some of us are working at different levels, which means that some of us will calculate the questions a whole lot easier than others. But the point here is always to improve and grow on our skills. So let's begin. Remember that the number that comes first should always go at the top and the second number at the bottom. Even though multiplication is commutative, which means that it doesn't matter the order that the numbers are arranged, you should still arrive at the same answer. But for the purpose of this example, I want to make sure that at the end, our working and our solution is exactly the same. So we're going to be writing our first digit first and then the second number second, sticking with our one-digit multiplier. So 9 times 2 is 18, and since there are no other numbers where we need to multiply, the entire 18 will be written in our solution box. For our second example, we have 37 being multiplied by 5. We're going to begin by multiplying by the back digit first, and then moving to our number in the tens place, which is 3. So let's begin. We have 7 being multiplied to 5, which is equal to 35. Now, in our multiplication, because we are working with one digit, I would also draw in the line. But like I said, that's only because our multiplier is one digit. And remember that when you multiply, it's just like addition. The back number, which is 5, in the ones, and our front digit, which is 3, goes in the tens. So we are going to write the 5 in line with the 7 and the 5, and then we're going to carry the 3 to our tens place, or to our tens column. So now we're going to do our second multiplication, where we're going to multiply 3 times 5, which is equal to 15. And after we have multiplied 15, we are now going to add the 3 to our 15. So 15 plus 3 is equal to 18. And because there are no other numbers that we're going to be multiplying to, we are going to write the entire 18 on the line. So our product for 37 times 5 is equal to 185. So let's move on to our last two examples. So we have 614 being multiplied by 6. And again, because I am only multiplying by one digit, I will draw in my second line. So let's begin with our 6 and 4. So we have 4 being multiplied by 6, which is equal to 24. And just like we did before, our 4, which is in the ones place or digit, always gets written on the line, and we will carry our 2 to the tens column. So now to repeat our steps again, so we now have 1 being multiplied by 6, which is equal to 6. And because there is a 2 also in the tens column, I will add the 2 to 6, which will equal to 8. And since 8 is a single digit number, that entire number will be written on the line. So for our last multiplication, we are going to be multiplying our 6 times 6, which is equal to 36. And since 6 is the last digit in our number that we are multiplying to, we will write the entire 36 on the line. So our solution for 614 being multiplied by 6 is equal to 3,684. And now for our final question, where we have 2,809 being multiplied by 8. We are going to begin at the back multiplying our 9 times 8, which is equal to 72. And just like we did before, because 2 is the back digit or the digit in the ones place, we're going to write our 2 in and carry the 7 to our tens column. So to multiply by my next set of numbers, we're going to be multiplying our 0 times 8, which is equal to 0. And because there's also a 7 in our tens column, I will be adding that 0 to 7, which will equal to 7. And since 7 is a single digit number, that entire number will be written on the line. Next, we're going to multiply our next digit. So now we will be multiplying our 8 times 8, which is equal to 64. And I'm going to write my 4 and my 6 in as well. And remember that because I'm multiplying in the hundreds place now, my 4 will be written in the hundreds place, and the 6 will be carried to the thousands column. And for our last digit in our multiplication, we are going to be multiplying our 2 times 8, which is equal to 16. And because there is a 6 in our thousands column as well, I will be adding the 6 to 16, which will equal to 22. So since 22 is the last step in our multiplication, the entire 22 will be written on our answer line. So the solution for us multiplying 2,809 times 8 is equal to 22,472. Okay, so there you have it. We just calculate the product of multiplying our whole numbers by a single digit multiplier. Remember that these steps are super easy. Remember that as you also elevate your skills and you become better at your multiplication, remember that all of this working that I have at the side you won't need again. I always show the working so that persons who may be watching and may be struggling with the steps will understand how or why we do certain things when we multiply. But as always, get some additional practice in. Continue to practice your multiplication, and I'll see you right here in the next video on Jules Math Tools, where the aim is to make math easy.